Welcome again to the end of 2017, where hopefully I'll have for you my list of what I feel are the worst films of 2017, as well as my favorite films of 2017. Figure I'd do the worst one first because that way I get any yelling I want out of the way. I honestly don't know how long I'll go into each movie because most of these I've already talked about in very lengthy videos. So if you want to hear more of my thoughts on a particular film, the rant is on the channel. But before we get into that, some films that did not quite make the top 10 worst of 2017. Atomic Blonde, that did not make the top 10. I will say, at least I like Charlize Theron. I thought she did a good job in her role. I like the action sequence. The one at the end was alright. There's a little bit in her car, or when she's dealing with these cops. But the action sequence, it looks like it was one shot, going up the staircase, going to a room. It was like up or down a staircase, going to a room, and then down to a car, and a little bit of a car chase. I thought that was a really good action sequence. It's just, to me, Atomic Blonde was disappointing. Honestly, if I want to see the real Atomic Blonde, I watched The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis, directed by Rennie Harlan. Because by the second half of the film, she becomes a blonde, and she is a spy, and that has more action, it was more entertaining, and it was more satisfying flick. So, yeah, to me, The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson, that's the real Atomic Blonde. Atomic Blonde of this year was disappointing. It was just too slow. It was not as action-packed as the trailer made it out to be. It was too much of intricacies of the plot within the plot, and the spy is with them but against them, but then double cross and a triple cross. And also, I remember the filters of that movie bothering the hell out of me. Atomic Blonde, I wish it had more action. I wish it had the level of action, say, John Wick 1 or 2 did. Because it was being touted as that, and it just wasn't as that interesting as I think it could have been. But again, there are aspects I like it, so that's why it's not on the list. Beyond Skyline, I saw that film, I was disappointed in. Now, maybe because I actually liked the first movie, Skyline, and then what they do to the characters of the first movie, I did not care for. They might as well have been just thrown away. Oh, it's their baby, and they do this. Frank Grillo's not the problem. Eco, the guy from the Raid Redemption who pops up like 50 minutes in, he's not the problem. It's just, eh. There's a couple of decent action bits with Eco or Frank Grillo with some of these aliens. The special effects are not too shabby. The song, there's like the song at the beginning of the film that's at the end of the film. That really sucked. I didn't care for Frank Grillo's son. That character I did not give two shits about. I thought, and then what happened to his son is kind of what happens to the lead character in the first movie, which I'm like, well, why the fuck didn't you just use that character instead of using Frank Grillo's son? I know it's for the emotional connection, but I didn't buy that, so. And for those who don't know, the actor in the first movie was Eric Balfour. He doesn't come back in this movie. He's someone else. Because they show like little flashbacks. I don't know, like Beyond Skyline, I do see a lot of people like it as a B-movie action sci-fi flick, but I don't know. I really loved the ending of Skyline. I'm like, man, all the crazy stuff they could do, and then they pussied out. I know a lot of people got mad. That's why they pussied. I think they pussied out on it. They kind of pussied out on it, and yeah, it was cool to see Eco from the Ray Redemption fuck up a couple aliens, but you know what? I do just wait. That's gonna be on YouTube and watch a couple of those clips. Just wasn't for me. Triple X3, The Return of Xander Cage, wasn't much of a return. It felt like a wannabe Fast and Furious movie. It felt like Xander Cage didn't really do much of anything, and he had this team. He had like this disc jockey guy that was pretty much useless, this driver that wasn't really that interesting. He had this sniper lady, Donnie Yen, which I like Donnie Yen. I like some of the action bits he did. And Tony Jaa, I don't even know why Tony Jaa's in there. He's barely used to any effort. He was just completely wasted in his role. And like Donnie is like, oh, he's the bad guy, but he's not really the bad guy. And then he teams up with Vin Diesel. I just didn't care for that. It just didn't really feel like Triple X's movie in a weird way. It's like the Return of Xander Cage is part of the title, but it didn't even really feel like his own fucking movie. It's almost as if someone got the wires crossed and said, well, we gotta make this more Fast and Furious, which I don't think it needs to be. The one positive I'm going to say is it makes the first film not pointless, so at least the character of Xander Cage, which I liked in the first movie, is alive. That's cool. So, hey, this film exists. Whatever. Okay. At least that means the character at the end of the first movie, he doesn't die because of some stupid thing in the sequel, the second film. Ice Cube makes an appearance, which was surprising. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not really a fan of State of the Union. In fact, I don't even know which I like more. Or which is worse, how you want to put it. State of the Union or Return of Xander Cage, I don't know. But it wasn't much of anything. And Resident Evil, the final chapter, was a badly edited. If you even try to have continuity and try to keep track of that, the other Resident Evil films, good luck with you, because, oh, that girl in the hologram, that was Mila Jovovich, and this girl is Mila Jovovich, and there's an older Mila Jovovich. Mila. Like, Jesus Christ. Paul Wallstein Anderson, do you want a fucking game bane of Mila's? Is that why you keep making Mila Jovovich is that one, and that one, and that one? These Resident Evil movies suck so fucking much cock, man. The action scenes were badly done, horribly edited, crappy CGI. You don't give a shit about any of the characters. And Mila Jovovich's character. I would love, if someone's a fan of these films, I would love them to jot down the timeline continuity of all these movies. Because in one, there's a bunch of clones, and there's like a fucking alternate city, and this like dome. Then another one, it's fucking... What the hell was it? Mad Max. And everything's a desert. But now, everything's a desert. That went away real quick. Like the third movie, every place was a desert. Now everything is fine. There are no deserts. This whole franchise fucking sucks. I can watch the first one at best as a time waster, but everything after that fucking sucks. I'm tired of these Resident Evil movies, man. And the Underworld Blood Wars was the worst Underworld movie. It was absolutely forgettable. Kate Beckinsale, at times didn't even feel like she was barely in the fucking movie. This other guy who was in the previous film, he has more screen time in Underworld Blood Wars. He did a bad job acting-wise. It was a boring fucking movie. The action scenes, having Selena now be able to be like the Flash or Quicksilver, and where the hell she's supposed to be now. It wasn't for me, man. It was not for me. So number 10 would be Leatherface. Completely and utterly forgettable garbage. It's boring, it's tedious, it's useless, it's pointless. It has a twist that you'll see coming a mile away, and even if you don't, it doesn't add to anything. Oh, the pretty boy is Leatherface, not the overweight guy, because in these movies there has to be a twist. Who cares about a prequel to Leatherface? Oh, he got shot in the face, his buddy who was overweight died, now he's crazy, he's gonna listen to his mama. You know which characters are going to live and which ones are going to die. The girl's going to die because it's a prequel. Stephen Dorff's character is going to die because it's a prequel. Prequel to the original movie. And there's just not much more stuff you can do with a Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface thing. There's not much more you can do. I'm sorry, there's not. With Friday the 13th, they went crazy, but in a fun way. Freddy Krueger, you have dreams. You can do anything in dreams. With Leatherface, same with Michael Myers. You cannot do any more with those two guys. That's why I don't give a shit about the new Halloween film coming out. They've done that already. No matter how you word it, they've done it. I've already seen this movie. And yeah, you just say that for a lot of movies, but like literally the same movie. Leatherface was so pointless and forgettable and in one ear out the other. The best I could say was it has some decent practical effects. It's a crappy version of the Devil's Rejects. And then you have this wannabe Mickey and Mallory from Natural Born Killers. You fuck up in this diner. They all go to this trailer. The guy who's not Leatherface, but always I guess supposed to think he'll become Leatherface, beats the shit out of the Mickey of the Mickey and Mallory group. If you like the film, I would love to hear why. Other than, okay, it has a couple of decent practical effects. The acting, the characters, the story, the fucking girl at the beginning seeing a kid with a fucking animal head on. She's like, okay, let me go chase after him, because I'm an idiot. Leatherface is just lame as shit. Number 9, Wonder Woman. I'm not a fan of Wonder Woman. I don't care. I know when I reviewed it, some people were nice, some people were assholes. And hey, if you like Wonder Woman, cool. But if you like Wonder Woman and then you're going to come at me as if you think you're hot shit and you want to get pissy at me, then I'll say get some fucking Wonder Woman panties, put them on your head, and sneeze. Alright? And then the other Wonder Woman panties you got between your legs, dry your tears with them. Do this like a washcloth. Get your tears and jizz out of it. Now, granted, I did not grow with Wonder Woman, so maybe some of the things I don't like about it is just not liking the character. I've tried watching the character, whether it be her animated film. I just don't care for the character in general. And but hey, wasn't into Thor, but I liked the Thor movie, and I wasn't really into Captain America, but I liked his movies. Wonder Woman wasn't the case. Gal Gadot, Gal Gadot, Gal get the fuck out of my face. She's a terrible actress. I don't give a shit how many people want to come and tell me she deserves an Oscar. I go, why? They tell me, because she's pretty. These are these serious conversations I've had with people. There is not one single reason why Gal Gadot deserves an Oscar nomination. Give me a fucking break. Break me off the piece of that Kit Kat bar you're chewing. It must have some LSD in it. Well, I can fine. You can like it if you want. If you can like Gal Gadot if you want. But no one is going to come at me and tell me that you better think she's great and you better think she's an Oscar contender or else. Fuck your or else. I'll hate the movie. I'll hate any fucking movie I want. The movie was overlong. The action scenes got annoying real fast for me because of the constant trying to be 300 slow-mo, then normal, then slow-mo, then normal, but you can't have the viciousness of 300, obviously, because it's Wonder Woman. It's not that kind of movie. But just that slow-mo, doing slow-mo, it got annoying real quick. Patty Jenkins is an overrated director. There's nothing in that movie that made me go, wow, she's the new... What? You've seen it in Captain America the First Avenger. You've seen it in plenty of other movies. Plenty of other superhero movies. What did this film offer that was so great or so outstanding or so new or so different? The villain was another piece of shit God of War Ares. The finale was another CGI orgasm fest. I'm not a fan of Chris Pine. You might also have a Pine Tree itself, because it has as much acting as Chris Pine. The only film I didn't mind him in was Unstoppable with Denzel Washington. Maybe because Denzel carried his ass. I didn't buy the relationship between him and Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, I didn't buy how she knows certain things, but yet she's so fucking gullible about other things. Like, she knows about some stuff, but then she's like, well, I kill Ares and then there's no more wars. I know what they were trying to do. I don't think they were effective in that route. Gal Gadot herself was really bad. I didn't care for her accent. I didn't care for her phony line delivery. I've seen her in other movies. She was in the Fast and Furious movies that I forgot, and someone had to remind me, oh yeah, she was in those. Which character did she play? Oh, she played that character that no one fucking talks about. She was in Criminal with Kevin Costner. She did not impress in that movie. She delivers like, we got to do our duty. That's how she delivers her lines. We got to do our duty. There's so many actresses. In the film itself, you have Connie Nielsen and all these other actresses that would have been fine as Wonder Woman. Charlize Theron would have been fine as Wonder Woman. There's many other actresses that would have been fine as Wonder Woman. I forget the actress, but there's like another person in Wonder Woman that would have been better as Wonder Woman. You have certain characters, like the Phantom of the Brothel, what the fuck the girl's name with the mask on, that led to nothing. The Rejet Howling Commandos, the Native American guy that was just there, the blow fucking smoke signals, the guy with the bullet, and then didn't he even not fire his fucking bullet? Wasn't that what happened? I don't remember. The Amazonian race was that interesting race of... It was an interesting origin. It wasn't an interesting land to spend time in. It wasn't an intriguing culture. The store did nothing for me. I don't understand the love for Wonder Woman. I never will. Tired of that movie. Number 8, Baywatch. Bitch watch. Unfunny. The Rock and Zac Efron, it's as if the writer or directors went, hey, you know what, as long as they say some really crazy curse words, which that's an art in itself, and the people behind this movie didn't have the art of using that. Or let's be as gross as possible, so let's have you guys hide in a morgue and the juices of a dead body gets on Zac Efron's face. Let's have Zac Efron be told to lift the balls and The Rock takes a picture and he's going to put it on Facebook. Let's have this annoying as hell geeky teen fall down on this recliner and get his dick caught in the recliner and spend what feels like 10 fucking minutes on this scene. Let's have The Rock say stupid lines like, I fuck whales, or whatever the hell the line was at the end. I eat sperm whales and for breakfast, and I fuck tentacles for dinner. I don't know what the hell his line was. I scratch my ass with cacti. What the fuck? If I look up the line, it'll be just as dumb as what the hell I just said. Zac Efron was unlikable, and for the whole film he was unlikable. The Rock needs to fucking take a step back, man, or take a look at your fucking strips. Because Baywatch and Jumanji 2, there's 2 of his movies on this list for the worst. Baywatch and Jumanji 2. Rampage does not look any better. Looks like a crappy sequel to San Andreas, which was also crappy. The one movie I didn't mind, The Rock, and he wasn't even the star of the movie. He needs to fucking take a look at your scripts, take a step back. So just a very unfunny comedy. Number 7, I forgot I even talked about this movie this year. Kill 'Em All with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I completely forgot. It was a direct-to-video film. I'm a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. I know he has Jean-Claude Van Johnson, a couple episodes, like 8 episodes or 6 episodes. I haven't seen them yet, just the pilot. But I'm a big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. I reviewed all of his films on my channel in a playlist. I reviewed all of Van Damme's movies. I'm a big fan. Kill 'Em All I thought would be fun because the title, the idea, he's in a hospital, people are coming after him, people are chasing him, he's got to kill them all, and he fights Daniel Bernhardt, which I thought was interesting because Daniel Bernhardt took over for him in the Bloodsport sequels. I thought, okay, that'd be interesting. But it's not. Like, it has this stupid way of the film, for the most part, is a flashback to his character who's a nurse talking with Peter Stormare and Maria Conchita Alonso, and none of these scenes need to be in the film. They brought nothing to the table. It just broke any flow that the film could have had. There's not much action in it. Even the fight with him and Daniel Bernhardt doesn't even get much punches or kicks against Van Damme. Van Damme does most of the beating up Bernhardt. It was nothing special. And Van Damme doesn't even... There's like 5, 6 bad guys at most in the movie. And the girl that's helping him gets like 2 of them. So it's not even... It was a bit of false advertising with the title and the promotional materials. A stupid, useless twist at the end. Again, I know I'm not going into detail with these folks, but just go to my channel and type in the movie. You'll find them. Number 6, Stephen King shit. I'm going to keep calling it that. I think it is shit. It's overrated shit. I was thinking of putting this higher, but still in the top 10. I hate this movie. Stephen King shit. I hate this fucking movie with a passion. I really do. It says a lot how many shitty movies there are, considering this is only number 6. The movie, this movie doesn't know subtle, doesn't know how to spell subtle, if it's life dependent on it. The kid who played Ben and the actress that played the girl, they did fine acting. The other kids were awful. The lead kid was boring and bland and wooden. The kid who played Richie, he was unfunny. He thought, I'm funny because look, I'm cursing. No, it makes me want to punch you in the mouth. That's what it makes me do. And flush your head down a toilet and leave your ass for whoever the fuck to find you in the sewers. You fucking prick. The guy who played Pennywise sucked dick. He was one note as all hell. And people are like, well, in Pennywise, in the original, he's laughing and he's being funny. And I'm like, yeah, that's why he's a clown in the first place. It's because what I liked about it, that it made sense, he would actually entice kids to come over to him. Because he'd be funny and goofy. And then he'd be serious. Here, this guy, Skarsgård, played it one note. Super serious, one note. And it was so silly that it made me laugh. It was funny. He was unintentionally hilarious, and how hard he was trying to be scary, that it was phony as fuck. And it was too long, 2 hours and change just for the kids part. Didn't find the film that interesting. And every scene had to be cranked up to number 12. Instead of, oh, it's just some blood in the sink. Let's have the entire fucking bathroom be covered in blood. Oh, here's the kid being taken. Now here's his arm ripped off, and he's trying, and he just pulled back with a little bit of CGI enhancement. Oh, there's Pennywise in a book. He's staring at us. Oh, he's on the projector screen as if it's fucking sinister. And like Gulliver's Travels, he's like a Gulliver Travel sized Pennywise coming through the screen as if it's, what is he, walking the dinosaur? I was supposed to be stared by a giant Pennywise. Gojira. The fucking painting bitch that was, her head was squeezed. I'm supposed to be scared of some painting bitch that her head is squeezed. Chasing someone. This crappy CGI painting lady. Why is that scary? Why is that creepy? The deadlights? Yeah, I do find the original miniseries more subtle when the deadlights are... And this is not just a guy who commented me about it. I think Gift or Gab, he was nice about it. There are other people who were not nice about it, but he was nice about it. But there's other people who said, oh, what do you know about subtle, man? The original isn't subtle. Well, I like the deadlight scene in the original when you just see this pipe and you just see these lights going by within the pipe and you can't see what's in it. And then it pulls someone in and you see the point of view of the light. Definitely a lot more simpler than Pennywise open his fucking mouth as if he's one of those things in Blade 2 and then like these little dingle ball deadlights in his mouth. Oh, and then that New Kids on the Block poster thing, that wasn't subtle either. Like this kid telling the story of all that's happened in this town, and right in the middle of the kid trying to tell this might be creepy story, the girl closes the door and there's a New Kids on the Block poster, and the New Kids on the Block song plays for like 3 seconds. While Ben looks at the girl, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? What was that? Can someone explain me what the fuck was that? Staging shit is overrated. Like, if this was a list of most overrated movies, this and Wonder Woman would probably be at the top. I hate Stephen King shit. Deathly dull. Not a single moment was scary or creepy. The score, the worst score of the year, I'll say that, is the worst musical score of the year, at least usage-wise. The way they used it in the film, every scare was telegraphed. Stare. Stare. Even the beginning when the kid, all he's doing is going down the fucking basement. In the miniseries, he just goes down, gets the thing, leaves. Cool, let's move on with our story. Here, walks down. I'm like, most people already read the story of some miniseries. We know nothing's going to happen there. And nothing does happen. Wasting my motherfucking time. Just your store being overbearing as hell. Feel like I want to spit. Stephen King spit. Number 5, Justice League. Half-ass league. If people liked it, that's fine. I don't get it. It's one of those movies where Batman all of a sudden is more of a pussy, barely does anything, and is... He might also be in the fucking background. He tells these lame jokes that does not fit him at all. He's almost like George Clooney's Batman from Batman and Robin, honestly. All he had to do was pull out the fucking credit card. And he's such a fanboy now, Superman. That scene when Superman's like, I know you don't like me, but... And then Batman's going, but I didn't say I didn't like you. Stop being his fucking cheerleader. Put your pom-poms down, Batman, and do something. I know they're trying to do character development of Well, he's not as crazy as was before, but so instead of crazy, you made him a pussy. Okay. No wonder Ben Affleck wants to fucking leave. Gal Gadot, you know my thoughts on her. I did not like her in Batman v Superman. I don't like her in Wonder Woman. I don't like her in this. I think she's a terrible actress. She's Megan Fox with a fucking accent. That's how I view her. And I'm not over exaggerating. If Megan Fox had accent going, that's fucking Gal Gadot. Most overrated actress of the year. I do not get it. There's so many other actresses, from Karen Allen to Sandra Bullock to many others, whether it be Sigourney Weaver, that are much better than this. Fucking Molly Ringwald is a better actress than Gal Gadot. I take Catherine Mary Stewart from Weekend at Bernie's and The Last Starfighter and Night of the Comet over Gal Gadot. And this is the first strong female. That's funny. I saw Everly with Selma Hayek that apparently everyone else forgot or hated. I think Selma Hayek was badass in that, and that was a movie I liked much more. But it doesn't matter how many movies I name. If you liked it, great. If you love Justice League, I look at all those characters like Ben Affleck. I like him as an actor, but he has nothing to do here. The Flash, I want him to choke. Have him choke on my dick. Every line of dialogue he said, I want to rip his tongue out. Put on a tow truck. I bring the chainsaw, you bring the beer. Flash Funk is a better Flash than this guy. He's annoying. He's irritating. He is one of the most annoying superheroes I've seen. He's a chicken shit. He trips on his own 2 feet. He has stupid lines about brunch. He can't shut the fuck up about Pet Sematary, which is a better movie than this. And the sequel, Pet Sematary 2, is a better movie than this. It's a cave! A bat cave! It's a cave. It's a bat cave. Oh no, I thought it was a fucking Hy-Vee. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was a fucking Walmart, Flash. Thank you. I didn't know it was a bat cave. Maybe you think it's a butt cave because you've been there, because your head's up it. Cyborg is so bland, I could easily forget he was in the fucking movie. Aquaman is a wannabe Thor. He's the fucking Roman Reigns of the sea. He's a broski. Where's my brewski, bro? Yeah! Oh, yeah! All he does is fuck around with a trident and be a wannabe Thor. Looking like he's fucking Roman Reigns. He sucks as much as Roman Reigns. Who the fuck else is there? Oh, Superman with his hair lip from hell. CGI. And then you don't even buy the transition of Superman. So he was a guy who was, oh man, I'm saving people. I'm pulling this ship. Boo-hoo. Then you fucking kill him off. And then the death was fucking nothing, because then you just bring him back in this movie. So it's like, why'd you fucking kill him off in the first place? And then when he just popped up, he's evil for 10 seconds, and then, oh, there's Lois. He's pussy whipped. Pussy whipped Lois Lane. And then all of a sudden now he's, yeah, I fight for truth. I like justice. Where the hell the line was. I'm like, this is not earned. You did not earn this. You literally pulled this out of your ass, and that's what you get when you get a movie that's built on bad foundations. This is why the Justice League is the lowest grossing DC EU movie, both in the US and box office and the foreign box office. is the lowest grossing film. Suicide Squad made more than in the US and foreign than Justice League. Man of Steel made more money. Justice League was supposed to be your Avengers. And yeah, because you have a lot of crappy CGI, you have a horrible villain named Steppenwolf, who thinks he wants to sound like he's fucking Leonard Nimoy or Ian McKellen, Magneto. Sometimes he wants to sound like Magneto's Ian McKellen. Sometimes he wants to be Leonard Nimoy. Putting his fucking hammer down as if he's doing the Space Jam. Come on and jam. Welcome to the Slam Jam. Come on and slam. Welcome to the jam. Jam it up your ass, Steppenwolf. You have a stupid fucking Russian family that doesn't need to be there. Just there to waste fucking time. These people just come together and there's no rapport, there's no chemistry between each other. And it also shows that Justice League suck dick unless Superman is there. Because the Justice League, they're doing some stuff with these parademons, with this fucking Red Sky out of the last season of the 80s Ninja Turtles cartoon, the Red Sky episodes. But they're getting their ass kicked by Steppenwolf until Superman comes in. So it's like, yeah, the Justice League, you guys fucking suck until Superman comes in. Oh, now you're good. So yeah, good job to make the other characters so fucking noteworthy and so fucking useful. Yeah, like I want to see a Flash and Aquaman movie after that. Fuck that. I'll see for free to rip them apart. Well, you just hate the DCU. No, I hate shitty movies. And they've all been shitty so far, in my opinion. I'll go back and watch the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, or the Michael Keaton Batman movies, or the Flash TV show from the 90s. I'll go watch the animated movies, which are good. I'll watch the Dark Knight Returns with Peter Weller. I'll watch the Flashpoint Paradox. I'll watch The New Frontier. Some of the animated Green Lantern movies. Hell, I watched Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. I don't give a fuck. I'll admit it. Green Lantern, I have more entertainment than any of these new DCU movies. Like this one, it thinks it's funny, but the jokes all fall flat. What jokes were funny? What jokes were funny? And just, you could tell shit was cut out and discombobulated, and they just try to fit it in. And no, I don't want to see Zack Snyder's cut. Because I saw his cut of Batman v Superman, the R-rated cut, and it still sucked ass. The action scenes were boring. The CGI was crappy. And the characters suck. For Jumanji 2, welcome to the horse shit. I just ranted on that not that long ago. I have no idea why this film gets the pass. I have no idea. Kevin Hart, you know, it's funny how critics, they get mad about a film like Bright with Will Smith, right? They complain about that. But yeah, Finn in The Last Jedi, which I'll get to, or Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is perfectly fine, right? He's perfectly fine in this movie as the black comic sidekick relief. At least in Central Intelligence, he was kind of the lead, and he was actually a normal guy who got a little bit of his Kevin Hart stuff into there, but for the most part, he was just a normal guy who had regrets of his past. That's one of the things I liked about Central Intelligence. Here, he's just, hey, I'm the funny black guy because I'm short. Look, I'm short. I carry a backpack. So what? You carried a backpack to school. Why are you so surprised about a fucking backpack? I'm short. I don't push the rock. And yeah, I killed him, but it's okay. He's got another life. Oh, I'm supposed to really like this character now. Hey, he ate cake and he blew up. He ate the cake and he blew up. Oh my god! And then when Jack Black, he's acting so feminine because he's a girl. So he's going, oh my god, where's my phone? Oh my god, and he's eaten by a hippo. And then look at this. What do we have? We got it. That hippo. I guess there were crocodiles. I completely forget. Because so was it? Well, they put the boards down. They walk over for like 10 seconds, and there's some crocodiles underneath. went over my head. The jaguars or whatever at the end. The stampede of rhinos. For the most part, it's assholes on motorcycles. And that's Jumanji. You know, the first Jumanji was being creative as what the hell was going to come out of next. Oh, here's these spiders, and here's these carnivorous plants, and yeah, the CGI in the original Jumanji was bad. But you know what? They actually tried some practical effects, like the tiger, like the spiders, like the plants. Here, there is no practical, and it all looks like shit. Horrible effects, and does look like a cartoon. That's what it was. It's a shitty cartoon. Another thing about it, that's the best way to call Jumanji 2. It's a shitty cartoon. Don't even, oh, but it's a video game. No. It's just a shitty cartoon. And the characters that they were before they got in there were one-dimensional nothings. People want to talk about cliche, and some of the movies I like are my favorites, which I haven't posted that yet. Oh, those kids at the beginning, they were not walking cliches either, huh? I'm the nerdy kid. I'm the jock. I'm my dad. I broke the nail, dead weight. I'm the nerd that doesn't like gym because I don't want to be physical. Yeah, those are not cliches either, huh? Not at all, huh? But let's have them be avatars so they can be fucking superheroes. Just we haven't had enough superheroes. At the end of the day, it was a comedy that did not make me laugh. If you liked it for the action, what action scene was good? The CGI rhinos, the helicopter scene that was literally straight out of a cartoon, where the helicopter's like doing like it does like this, so that Kevin Hart can fall through and the rock grabs him. The finale is just the rock going up a hill with a motorcycle, swinging. And someone even said in the comment, I think I mentioned in the review, this might as well have been a movie version of Pitfall. Remember that video game Pitfall? It's Pitfall the movie. It's really what it is. This doesn't have the imagination spark of the original Jumanji. And it doesn't have the heart either, because Robin Williams' character, what his character as a kid went through, and find out what happened to his father and his life because he was missing, and then even the bits he had with Bonnie Hunt, that had heart to it. Where's that in this movie? The friends that get back together, Kevin Hart pushes the rock off a cliff and kills him, and he's not upset. He's not like, oh my god, or oh hey, I didn't mean it. He's like, that doesn't matter. He has another life, and I'm supposed to buy these two getting together in a movie where Kevin Hart is riding an elephant and goes, zoology, bitch. See, this is why I have to keep this short, because if I try to go in depth on each of these, I will have a fucking heart attack. I almost had a heart attack when I ranted on these specifically. 3, Cult of Chucky, Cult of Fucky. Don Mancini should retire. He should not be doing any more Chucky movies. He shouldn't. He just should not. There's no reason for him to keep doing these movies. The Chucky franchise should be dead and buried. To me, the last Chucky film was Child's Play 3. You know, there's a shot in the film where Chucky's giving the middle finger. That says it all. That says it all for all these movies, let alone that movie. A waste of Alex Vincent. Not caring about the characters. Weird motivation for Chucky. He can go into any body and he can split his spirit and soul into any bodies. But yet he's so gung-ho about killing this girl at first, but then he has an opportunity to kill her, but then he doesn't kill her, but then it's like, okay, he wants to frame her, but he already framed her, that's why she's in a mental institution. No, now he wants to take over her body, but I'm like, there's all these other bodies you take over in the world. You don't need her. You literally put your body into other dolls. And then you just open the floodgates and just create 1,000 more questions of, but this doesn't make sense. And then you're supposed to go, but it's a Chucky movie. No. I'm not buying that. I'm not, you're not pulling that shit on me, man. Don Mancini. And I'm tired of Jennifer Tilly. I swear I thought she was married to Don Mancini, but no, she's not. I'm surprised because why the hell is Jennifer Tilly getting so much with this fucking franchise? I never liked Jennifer Tilly, man. Never liked her. Never. So many things that doesn't make sense. The mental institution. There's a lot of movies that did that better. Hell, there was this film from the late 80s called Bad Dreams that did that better. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 did that better. There's a lot of movies that did that better. I'm sure he did that just One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Brad Dourif is in that. Yeah, it's a much better movie. And yeah, it was funny, like 2017, 30 years ago, you had Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Much better sequel. This, the new stuff it brought to was bullshit. It's just, you do need at least some rules for a movie. And if you're going to say fuck it, that's a very risky thing to do. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, they decided to, you know what, let's do something a little bit different. Do a little bit more of possession with the Jesse character. I rather like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. I really like that movie. Because I like the lead character. I thought he did a good job. Robert Russell did a good job. I thought the whole cast did a good job. And it was definitely still a Dark Freddy. One of my favorite lines, "You've got the body, I've got the brain." A guy I hate, but I really enjoy it. So for people who want to go, you just don't want something different. That's different. Halloween 3 I like. That was different. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad, but this is different and done badly. The humor is bad. Don Mancini, he's an overrated writer. I really do think he probably had help on the sequels, just uncredited. And I think Tom Holland was more of a factor in the first Child's Play than Don Mancini. And it shows that he barely got any other work other than these movies. And the worst movies are the 3 he directed. See, curse in this movie. I sense a pattern. I don't think he's a good director. Don't think he's a good writer. I think if he needs to quit or retire, stop directing, stop writing these movies. And Chucky still looks like shit. Why is it that I can see supposedly the cheap version of Chucky in Child's Play 3 and he still looks a lot better than the Chucky in these movies? Different manufacturer, different lighting scheme, different materials. I don't know. They look fucking cheaper. Yeah, I know it's a cheaper production. But you think if you don't put money into something, the star, the name of the movie, and there's not even a fucking cult in the movie. More of the clones of Chucky. It's not the cult. It's like the clones of Bruce Lee. It's the clones of Chucky. It's a lame idea. Not a fan. But again, I went more into this in my rants on those movies. We got 2 more. Alien Covenant or as I call it, alien coming shit. Well, I mean, before we get into, okay, 10 was Leatherface, aka Blunderface. 9, Wonder Woman, aka Wonder Tits. 9, Bitch Watch. 7, Kill 'Em All. More like Sleep It Off. 6, Stephen King Shit. 5, Half-Ass Lead. 4, Jumanji 2, Welcome to the Horse Shit. 3, Cult of Fucky. 2, Alien Coming Shit. And 1, The Last Shithead. Well, I'm sorry, The Last Jedi. Alien Coming Shit and The Last Jedi share something. They say, hey, you like these franchises? Fuck you. Who created this shit? David. Alien. David. Davey. What's Davey? Ridley Scott being butt buddies with Michael Fassbender. And if you like Prometheus, like The Force Awakens. If you like The Force Awakens, all those questions that, I'm saying this is bullshit, and be like, wait, they'll answer the questions. No, they won't. None of those fucking questions were answered. Alien Covenant. Dumb characters. Slipping and falling as if it's a Benny Hill sketch. Even one stupidly gets themselves blown up. The lead girl is a wannabe Ripley. Here's something different. How about you just make a guy be the lead? That way you don't get comparisons to Ripley. Try that out once. Danny McBride, his character, have him be the lead. It'd be unexpected. It'd be surprising. And it would be different. Because it would not be, oh, Ripley again. 4 Alien films, 2 AVP films, Prometheus, Alien Covenant. Let a guy be the lead for once. Again, that way, well, how do we... Like, people forget the original Alien, they just wrote a good character. And then it was going to be a guy, and then they said, hey, what about a female? Sure, why not? So my point is, you don't have to specifically just target a female. If you write a good character and you want to cast a female, fine. But you don't limit yourself. It's like, you know what, this is a good character. Maybe male, maybe female, let's see. Let's try this for once. Let's have James Franco in it so he can sleep and die. Unless he watched shit on YouTube and then he has a scene. Let's have the dumbest captain in sci-fi films see, hey, that's one of my crewwoman. Her head's been decapitated. There's an android that I only met a day or two ago. I think even less. It's talking to this alien. And then when I shot the alien, this android said, no! They invited me back to his sex dungeon. And here's his egg. And he told me to stick my head in it. So I did. And Ridley Scott did this. Ridley Scott. I have seen Friday the 13th sequels smarter than this movie. Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives is a smarter film than this movie. Better written, better characters, better motivations. I don't give a fuck about David fingering his flute. I don't give a fuck about him puking up at the end of the film. So we can set up another sequel, which I hope never happens. The effects were not even on par to Prometheus. Because the xenomorph, when you get to the third act and that shitty CGI inside the ship, this is a theatrical big budget movie. I've seen low-budget films from the 80s, like Deep Space, that have better effects than the xenomorph at the end of this movie. The score didn't impress me because all they did was reuse Jerry Goldsmith's score from the first movie. I'm like, I'd rather just watch the first movie. There's nothing new to the score that I'm like, oh wow, cool. It says something that the best Alien thing I saw was Alien Isolation when I played that. And then someone made a movie and I took it and re-edited and made my own edit of a movie of Alien Isolation. And then I watched it. And that movie, while playing that game and then watching that movie, was better than the movie that came out in theaters. Alien Isolation is a better Alien movie than this. Madame McBride did the best that he could, but it's almost as if Ridley Scott saw, hey, you're good, so let's keep you on the ship. And yeah, you two, I know you worry about your friends, but you don't have sex. And a xenomorph kills a woman in the shower as if it was Jason Voorhees killing her. This is shit that people complain about in AVP Requiem. But yeah, it's Ridley Scott, so it's cool. It's the same thing. The people complain about AVP Requiem. AVP Requiem, they said, oh, this is like a shitty teen slasher movie. This isn't? Like Prometheus, hey, here's some drugs. Here's them having sex in the shower. And then stupid twist downbeat ending. Who created the xenomorphs? The way they look like now? David! Wow, I really wanted to know that he created the xenomorphs, at least in that fashion. Maybe they've been created differently before, maybe they'll be created differently afterward, but based on that movie alone, the xenomorph that looks almost exactly like the xenomorph we know, David did it, and when it's born, it's like, hey, daddy. Makes me want to puke. Yeah, I get a migraine. I am literally ready to puke. And right now I'm getting to Last Jedi, so I'll probably puke after this. One more can I say, I did 2 videos in The Last Jedi. 2.5 hours. It's a very polarized movie. At least there's that. All these bullshit articles. Oh well, if you don't like the film, you don't care about diversity. Really? It's probably the same fucking critics that still shit on Predator 2, which starred a guy who happened to be black, named Danny Glover. And it has a cast that includes people like Ruben Blades and Marita Conchita Alonso, as well as Bill Paxton and Robert Davi. You shit on Predator 2, which has Danny Glover, one of the most badass characters, as Mike Harrigan. Wow, a black guy who gets to be the lead of a sci-fi sequel, who's not just a goofball, but is the leader, and kick-ass, and badass. But you critics probably took a shit on that. But yeah, you want to go, we're diverse, we love diversity. Really? Hell, if all you hear was diversity, you should love Bright and Kidnapped, because they started 2 people who happen to be black. But The Last Jedi, thank God that did diversity. You need more than that. Why else do you like the film? Oh yeah, I have friends who happen to be black who say Finn is a minstrel. A fucking minstrel. And I can see that. And I didn't call them that. They did. I was going to mention their names, but maybe they don't want their names mentioned. Well, Michael Keane. He did a video saying, admit it, it's a bad movie. I never see Michael Keane mad at something. He got pissed at The Last Jedi. When you manage to piss him off, you really made a shitty movie. Because he's much more of a calmer guy than I am. Finn is a goofball. idiot. Rose is the worst character in Star Wars. Completely useless. They both go on this 40-minute side mission that's completely useless. They fail, they get captured, and then, inadvertently, they get 90% of their friends murdered. How? They brought Benicio del Toro with them when they didn't have to leave at all. And because they brought Del Toro with them, and then stupidly got captured, then Del Toro helped the bad guys. And then the bad guys went, oh shit, that's where they are. Let's go kill them. So Rose and Finn get 90% of their friends killed because they left and they brought Benicio del Toro with them. And their mission was totally pointless. I asked this to people, and I go, how could you still call this a good movie? I've never gotten an answer to this day. And that's 40 minutes of your movie. And Rose and Finn, they never did any repercussions. They never did any punishment. And then on top of that, Rose does it again. Because Finn is ready to sacrifice himself for their friends, and Rose stops him. It's not about killing those who hate. It's about saving those you love. And you kiss the guy that you just met for, I don't know, a couple hours ago. Maybe a few days ago. I don't know. While your friend's about ready to die because the cannon's blowing the shit up. But thank God you saved your love and kissed him and then fainted. And the movie's so stupid, it thinks we like this character, and that the movie's so stupid, it thinks this character's in the right. This is why Rian Johnson is a bad writer and director of this movie. The fact that he thinks the Rose character is right, and her and Finn getting 90% of their friends murdered, and their side mission that all they did was save some space camels, some space horses, which they'll probably be picked up in a day and caught again. But you got 90% of the rebels murdered because you brought Del Toro. So, which is your fault. And then Finn's trying to save them. Nope. Of course, it's funny, your sister died killing the ones you hate. And that was the heroic thing to do. So, does that defeat the purpose of what your sister did? Is that what you're saying? It's about killing the ones you hate. Loving the, your sister died. All we learn about this movie is where you got milk and what the titties look like. What do the titties look like that we get the milk from? It's all we learn in this movie. Kylo Ren is still an emo bitch Kylo Ren. Rey is such a boring fucking character because she has no obstacles. She has no journey. She has no hero's journey. What trouble has she been in? In The Force Awakens, she knew how to fly just like that. Can't let Han Solo fly one last time before he dies. No, Rey's got to do it, and she knows it well. Oh, she gets to fight Kylo Ren and beats him. Oh, but he's damaged on the side. He's wounded. So's Darth fucking Vader. That's why he has that suit thing. It wasn't just for shits and giggles. It was because he was wounded. Remember, burnt up, all fucked up. That's why he was slower than compared to his prime in the prequels. Because he needed that. So, isn't that kind of wounded? And Luke lost. That's the hero's journey. He tried to do the right thing. He lost. But the next time, he came back. Even my monitor Rambo does that. First Blood. He just beaten up. Just tortured with the water hose. Gonna be shaved dry. I'm gonna fight back. Oh my god, I got this arm, I gotta patch myself up. Then I won't fight back. Oh, I'm in this cave with all these rats on me and fucking with me. And I'll fight back. Even Rambo 2, the superhero one. He gets tortured, he gets put in mud and pig shit, leeches all over him, electrocuted, zzz, fights back. When he's in the fight with a helicopter, he's getting his ass kicked, ready choked out, and then fights back. What struggles has Rey gone on? Even emotionally. Okay, Han Solo died. She met him for a day. Luke, on the other hand, oh, his uncle and aunt are burnt to a crisp as if they were a burnt plate of KFC. And find out that, oh, that evil guy is my dad? Oh, shit. Wow, even some emotional obstacles. What emotional obstacle? Hey, you're nobody. Okay? Most of the population are nobodies. Oh my god, poor you! Poor baby! Rey. She's a fucking Mary Sue. I don't give a shit what anyone says. The people who got mad when I said in The Force Awakens, this proved my point. I don't give a shit about fucking little kids from Newsies sweeping steps at the end. The action sought. What action scene was good? The shitty lightsaber? Luke dodging, doing this fucking Matrix move? I thought they outlawed that stuff in the 2000s after Bulletproof Monk and Charlie's Angels. No, it's still his Matrix move. Oh, he did a smart thing and he didn't need to be there. And then he dies. So what was the point? Super Leia! Because an old woman flying in space looks foolish. And then it just makes you ask questions. Well, then why the fuck didn't she move the rocks at the end? Why did Rey need to? So you tell me Leia can fly through space without oxygen, without freezing to death, with no marks on her, but she can't move a couple fucking rocks? Or she can't know, hey, maybe we should go back. Back here, we'll find something. No, we need these fucking crystal salty dogs, whatever the fuck they are. How the fuck you don't kill Leia in the next one? Because if she can survive an explosion and outer space and freezing and no oxygen, well, you just don't have, oh, it's a simple blast and explosion that kills her. You just be like, what the bullshit? She survived all that, but she can't. You made her into a god. Now you're going to have to, well, what do we do now? She's no longer with us. That's what I mean. And people call this well written. Finn is a goofball minstrel. Poe, he's either flying an X-Wing or they make him look like an idiot in this mutiny that, just tell him the plan. Just tell him the plan. They never tell us why Laura Dern can't tell him the plan. Because he's a hotshot. He's also the guy that blew up your mega Death Star in the previous movie. If there's one guy you could tell it to, it's the guy who killed the mega Star Destroyer Death Star thing. Don't you think he's the one guy that you could tell? Well, he's the one that blew up that big fucking weapon that destroyed like 5 planets in the last movie. Luke Skywalker doesn't want to be found. But the previous film, the entire plot was about a map. What was the plot? BB-8 had a map to Luke Skywalker. R2-D2 has the rest of the map to Luke Skywalker. That was the entire plot of the previous movie. And then here, I didn't want to be found. I just wanted to die. Why did you leave a fucking map? Why did everything go to shit after Return of the Jedi so quick? Why? Everything went to hell so quick. Why? How the hell in that, considering history, it's a small span, everything's already gone to hell in a handbasket, and they're 10 times stronger, 10 times bigger Death Star, that no one apparently knew was happening. Just under the nose, I guess. You would think just all of a sudden it's all going to ape shit. How? I don't know. And I'm sorry, I don't buy Luke Skywalker being a grumpy chicken shit coward who said, you know what? I'm going to turn on my force, which I didn't even know you could turn on and off like a fucking light switch. I'm going to turn on my force. I'm going to abandon my best friend. I'm going to abandon my very own sister. I'm going to abandon an entire galaxy. I'm going to let the galaxy go to shit so I can sit on my ass on an island even though I made a map for people to find me, but then I don't want someone to find me. It's just so I can show you how do I get milk from these rancid ass titties. It's ugly looking titties. And yet this is one of the best Star Wars movies ever made. My worst films in 2017, 1 is The Last Jedi, 2 Alien Covenant, 3 Cult of Chucky, 4 Jumanji 2, 5 Justice League, 6 Stephen King's It, 7 Kill 'Em All with Jean-Claude Van Damme, 8 Baywatch, 9 Wonder Woman, 10 Leatherface. I did rants on all these that are much more detailed. Feel free to look them up if you want. Thanks for watching. Take care. If you can't notice, my leg is shaking from rage, and I think I'm bouncing this camera. Literally, my leg is shaking with rage. And that's why I can't make this longer. It's just my heart will explode. My brain will fall out of my asshole. I don't need to show that on camera. Play basketball with the motherfucker. So, thanks for watching. Take care. And stay tuned for my favorite films of 2017. See you guys later.